had all of these like grand plans this week to be so friggin' productive because it was my kids' first week back at school since the hurricane. So they were out for 5 weeks and I got a cold. What in the world? But on another note, look how pretty this matcha latte is. Can you will it focus? It's so good. So anyway, not super cool that I'm nasally and slightly under the weather, but you're going to love this video. We're going to go behind the scenes of one of my digital product funnels to literally show you what you need to do to build a funnel that makes you whatever you want to make a month. And I say that because it's completely up to you. It's up to your audience size. It's up to you if you want to spend money on ads. And we'll talk about all of that. But I'm going to show you behind the scenes and show you like what you need to do to copy this funnel to take it out on your own. Okay, so I use FG funnels. So we're going to go in there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, FG funnels is a white labeled version of High Level. So if you've seen High Level promoted where like their competitor to ClickFunnels, they have all of the like email marketing, sales pages, checkout systems, course hosting, like everything you need to run this type of business. FG Funnels is a white labeled version of High Level, and I prefer them because one, my friends created it. So that's always a benefit. And two, it is prettier. It has templates built in, and I feel like the support is really, really good. I've not actually had experience with High Level support. I know people love them, but I love FG Funnels support. And so yeah, I'll link that below, but that's what I'm using. And I have the whole funnel built out here. So what's going to happen for me, and I'm just going to take this viral digital product funnel for instant, mainly because it's the most relevant for you watching this video, but also because I've tested and changed a lot of things with this particular funnel over the last couple months. And so I can talk, more about that. But I have a ton of these funnels running around. Actually, while I've been sick, and for the first couple of days I couldn't talk because y'all know that every time I get sick, I lose my voice. But I was planning out what rebuilding the business looks like and what these funnels look like putting back in place. And I plan to have even more of these funnels plus some bigger funnels. So we're just going to take this one for instance. So this is a funnel that I have literally teaching you. It's a mini course to teach you how to create your own viral digital product. So everything we're talking about in today's video is more in depth and actual tutorials and things like that inside of this course. But this is what that is. Okay. So here's the sales page. And we're going to talk about the sales page in a minute, but here is the sales page. I just kind of give you a sneak peek, write all the sales pagey things. And then when you click the button to go to the checkout, you get the checkout page, which has, the information again. But you also get the option here to add these $37 mini chat automation sales template. And this is called an order bump. So if you're not familiar with funnel wording, this is an order bump. And then once somebody checks out for either just the course or the course and the order bump, they get this offer. And this is an offer to join my Slack group that I call a mini mind. And essentially it's just a one-time fee of $249 where I can hold their hand through creating this viral digital product or I can hold their hand through whatever they want to do in business. And so they get the offer to do this. It's $249. If they click this button, it is automatically added to their order. Or they can click no thank you and they'll get taken to the sales or the thank you page. So you can see here behind the scenes how this is set up. There's a sales page, there's the checkout page, there's the one-time offer, and then there's a thank you page. And then you can kind of see here what conversion looks like. This is actually for the last week or so because I made some changes. So there's been 9 total sales in a week. Which the only way I'm promoting this right now is with ads, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And there's a duplicated funnel out there in my FG funnels for organic. So this is not all I've sold of this in the last week, but you get the point. You can see here based on, how many people have viewed it, how many people have viewed the checkout, what the conversion rate is, which is 15%, which is spectacular. And that this funnel has made me $1,000 in the last week. And I have been running ads to it. And I'll show you behind the scenes of my ads as we go through the video. But If I get to a point in my ads where I know like for every $60 I spend, somebody spends an average of $113, then I can just continually up the budget. So if I wanted to make this amount be $30,000 or $10,000 or $50,000, I would increase the ads accordingly to like make that happen. Shoo, y'all, I'm burning up. I don't know if it's the matcha or if it's just hot in my office, but whoo. Anyway, so I can track every move for this particular funnel in the stats back here, but I can also track them in my Facebook ads, or if I'm sending them to another funnel organically, I can track them there. But this is technically called a small offer funnel or a low cost offer funnel or an SLO, which stands for self-liquidating offer funnel. And essentially what this is, or the goal behind it is that you can run ad money to it and get leads and get sales without spending any of your own money. That's why it's called self-liquidating offer. So ideally, most of the time, people are using these funnels to get people in the door as a paying customer and then sell them to something bigger on the back end. Now, I am not doing that right now because I'm restructuring a lot of my offers and doing the whole like blew up my business, rebuilding it back thing. But that is the goal of an SLO, is that you probably won't make a lot of money in the front end. Like it might cost you $36 to sell a $37 digital product, but on the back end, you'll be selling people into your $3,000 program or whatever. Okay. I set out on a mission to make sure that this funnel was profitable on its own without sending people to another thing. So when I tell you that the average cart value is $113, and if we go over here to my ads, you can see here that it says it's about $73 per purchase. It was $62 yesterday, and it kind of goes up and down, obviously. That's how like funnels and ads work and stuff. But let's say it's costing me $73.15 to make $113.44. 113 minus 73, which means I am making a profit of about $40 per sale, which is amazing. That's what I set off to do. I did not want to break even on this funnel. I wanted to make a little bit of money. Now, that all being said, that's just from my paid traffic. That is completely ignoring when I'm sending y'all here on YouTube, or I'm doing a video on YouTube to promote it, or I'm doing a post on Instagram to promote it, and the people who buy organically, which are all profit. The reason I wanted to show you the ad side of it and the I'm spending a little bit of money to make a little bit of money side of it is because that can work for you even if you have zero audience. So I have a big audience on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and my email list. And so if I send an email or do a post or promote it on YouTube, I'm probably going to make sales. But those of you who don't yet have that audience or really aren't looking to build an audience organically, you can run ads and still have a profitable digital product funnel to the point where it's profitable however you want it to be. But you definitely have to do some fine tuning. You definitely have to make sure that the funnel is profitable to its best ability before you start running ads to it, which means you do have to test it out and things like that. But I really wanted to show you the ad side because the kickback I get a lot of times is about I want to create a digital product, but I don't have an audience or whatever. You don't have to. And in addition to not having to, you can actually use your digital product as shown here to grow your audience, because yes, I'm spending money for people to purchase this, but I'm making $40 every time somebody does. And that goes up the longer and longer I run ads, right? Like the more and more it goes, the less it costs me to get a person on there, because Facebook starts to learn who these people are and shows it more to them. But those people are now not only leads, but they're also paying customers. So they're way more likely to buy my things in the future. And they're a really, really great lead versus, 1,000 people on an email list who just came in through a freebie or whatever. Okay, so if you want to make this work for you, if you want to create a digital product funnel that can make whatever you want it to make, what you need to do is have some type of funnel building software. Like I say, this is FG Funnels. I'll link a few other options below. Stanstore is a decent option if you need a more basic platform or you're okay sacrificing a few higher end features. Personally, I'm going to recommend FG Funnels for this type of funnel, or any type of funnel software that's going to allow you to do these things, because there's a million out there. And I am not the type of person who's going to tell you like, oh, you have to use this software. You don't. Use what you've got as long as it does what I'm about to show you. But FG Funnels is what I recommend, and I will link them below. I think I have a 2-week free trial if you want to try them out. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to have this funnel builder set up. You want to have a sales page, a checkout page that has an order bump, and then you want to have a one-time offer, and then obviously a thank you page. So let's look at my stuff again here and kind of go over like the pricing. So this main offer is $97. I normally wouldn't tell you to go that high with a low cost offer or a small offer funnel or whatever. That doesn't mean you can't, but this is actually a course that I had sold hundreds and hundreds of times before I put it in this funnel. And so I knew it would sell, and I knew $97 was a steal for it because I'd sold it for way more. So sometimes you can get away with a little bit more, a little bit less, whatever. Normally, I'm going to say a small offer funnel is going to be something $97 or less, and generally it's going to be like $47 or less. But this is $97, and what they get here in this is the course, okay? So in-depth trainings on how to know your niche, target market, customer journey, step-by-step videos on how to actually figure out what your digital product is, create it, sell it, easy to follow instructions to tackle the tech, because I know tech can get a little hairy for people, pricing, naming, platforms to sell on, market research, how to launch it, industry tips, and some bonuses here, right? And inside of this, in the like best practices for selling and things like that, I teach you how to set up this type of funnel. So if you're like, wait, I don't know how to set this up, it's in here. This is what I'm selling them at the beginning, okay? It's $97, all right? So then once they go to checkout, and I actually tested, and we'll talk about my test here in a second, but I actually tested having this checkout page on the sales page, and having them go to a checkout page converts way better. So anyway, once they hit checkout, they again get kind of sold to here. And then they have the option to add this $37 order bump. An order bump should be kind of a like icing on the cake, or the thing they're thinking that might hold them back and you're going to help them for really easily, or the next step in a process. So for instance, these mini chat automation templates are doing really well because I'm telling them, hey, you're going to create this digital product, you're going to create this thing, and then you can sell it organically straight from your Instagram content. And so if you buy this $37 add-on, you're going to be able to have that option, right? I'm actually going to test out some different order bumps here as we move forward, but that's what we have for now, okay? So that's what you need is the sales page, the checkout page, and order bump. Now, an order bump is going to be something that is a no-brainer cost in comparison to the cost that they're buying to begin with. So if I'm selling this for $97, then adding an extra $37 really isn't that far out of their like thought process. They're like, oh, I'm already spending $100. What's $140? Or if I was selling this or added an order bump for $17 or $27, it's just such a no-brainer that it's easy for them to add it on. And I will say that the majority of people thus far into the funnel, organically and paid, do purchase both the order bump and the main offer. And then you want to add in a one-time offer that is a bit more of a stretch for people to purchase, but is not like insane. So it would be crazy for me to do a one-time offer from $97 to $3,000. But from $97 to a one-time fee of $249 with hands-on help, that's not that big of a deal. A lot of times for a $97 offer, your one-time offer would be $147 or something like that. There's something that's just a little bit more than the original thing. So to have this type of funnel that's profitable, that is going to sell really well for you, that is something that people are going to jump all over and buy, you're going to need those three things: the sales page, the order bump, and the one-time offer. And you're going to need to price the structure in that way. And if we go into the actual viral digital product course, I actually teach you about this funnel in more depth in that. So more like strategically and, more things. But that's what you need. The reason you need that is because it's, one, going to increase your cart value. So instead of making $97 on this, with most sales, I'm making $134, and in some sales, I'm making $383. So I'm not just making $97. The original digital product is $97, but the rest of it added on gives me the opportunity to make almost $400 per sale. And if we're adding ads in to the equation, that gives us a lot more wiggle room to spend a little bit more on ads to get people to purchase. Now, there's a lot more to this than just like, I'm going to create a sales page or whatever. I have been creating sales pages and writing copy and designing sales pages for almost a decade. And sometimes in part of my life professionally, like I did it for other people. So I know what to put on a sales page, and it still took me probably 15 or 20 different iterations to this sales page to make sure that the sales page, the checkout page, the order bump, everything worked at a rate that I wanted it to work. So I actually recorded a whole run through of what the changes were that I made and like what it looked like before and all of that, and popped it in Viral Digital Product as like a bonus. And by the way, I've got that linked below. I don't know that I said that in the beginning, but I've got my Viral Digital Product course linked below. So if you want to learn more, you can do that. But in here, I literally just added this bonus where it's like changes I made to increase sales conversion for this funnel. So this was specific to this funnel. Okay. Once you have this set up, once you have a main offer, an order bump, a one-time offer, and you have it all set up technically in the software and like everything's selling, right? Then you actually just have to run traffic to it. And you can do that organically. So if you are someone who's on YouTube and you're using YouTube to grow your business, you can tell people in a YouTube video like, hey, go buy my thing, right? And send people to it organically. You can send emails, you can do Instagram posts, you can do TikToks, like whatever your platform is, you can sell with that organically. Absolutely, no problem. The premise behind an SLO or a low-cost offer funnel was originally designed to be a lead generating thing where you kind of liquidate your ad costs to get people into the funnel. But why not make it profitable if you already have an organic audience? So I would sell to them first, even if you plan to do ads, and then do ads. But if you are someone who does not yet have an audience, is trying to grow an audience, is trying to grow and feels like, you know, you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, I would recommend running Facebook and Instagram ads because once you get them right, they're really predictable. Now, are they hard to get right? Yes. May you need to pay somebody to help you? Yes. May you need to buy a course to get help? Yes. They are learnable. They are something that anybody can learn. And I think sometimes people get really scared of spending money on ads because they're like, wait a minute, that's scary. And it can be. I wasted probably $1,000 on these ads before I got them working correctly. But now for every $73 I spend, I'm making $113. And again, that goes down and down and down every sale that I make. So like yesterday it was at 62. I just haven't made a sale yet today. You can run ads to these funnels and make them really profitable. So if we want to look at kind of what these ads look like for me, I actually have some square graphics that are running with different copy. So you can see here some of them that are running to lookalike audiences. So what I did was I pulled out my own audiences. So people who follow me on Instagram or engage with me on Instagram, people who go to my website, people who are on my email list, people who've purchased this course before when it was like a different thing. And I gave that to Facebook and I was like, hey, find people who have the same characteristics as these people because they are most likely to buy. And I put that in Facebook and that's who I'm running these ads to. So they're cold ads. I will be starting some retargeting ads, but I was like making sure I had my ads software and system down before I did that. So with these, I've got some square images. Some of them are pictures of me. Some of them are graphics, whatever. I have different copy. And then I also have some reels. 2 of them are Taylor Swift. And then 3 of them are me. And then what you do is that you start to drill down and see what images are doing best, what text is doing best, etc. And then you nix the other ones. And that way you're not spending money on ads that aren't working, right? So eventually you fine tune the ad process so much that your ad cost is very doable for what you're selling on the other end. So if I'm wanting to make $30,000 a month from this funnel, and I know that on average, people are spending $113 per purchase, that means that I need to sell 265 of these per month, right? Or in different math, if I know that it cost me $73 to, did I say 265? I think I did. $73 to make a sale. I could spend $19,000 and put that into ads and know that I'm going to make $30,000 in revenue. Now, my profit is only $10,000, but you have to take into consideration that one, it'll probably be more than that because the more sales we make, the better Facebook gets at showing our ads. Two, it is an election hot spot right now. And so I'm paying more for ads than I will be in a couple weeks or a month or whatever. And then three, it's still $10,000, right? That I wouldn't have made. So what if I had to spend a little money to make that? And then four, and probably most importantly, ideally, these funnels also sell people into other things on the back end. They're getting emails to a $3,000 program, or they're getting sold in some way to a $1,000 program. And so ideally, even if you spent $30,000 to make $30,000, ideally, you're making a shit ton more than that on the back end. So in my scenario, if I'm spending $19,000 on ads to make 30, I'm profiting $10,000-ish, $11,000. And then I'm selling them into a $2,000 program on the back end. And let's say that of those 265, that 2% of them convert. That's 5 people per month buying a $2,000 program. That's another $10,000. So now you're looking at spending $19,000 to make $40,000 and thus having your profit be $20,000, right? So this is where these are magical, because once you get the hang of them, you can pour whatever money you want to in them to make money. And in addition to that, while I'm pouring money into ads, I'm also promoting it organically on YouTube like I have in this video. So if you've been watching videos about digital product and you're under the impression that you just throw them up on Etsy, or you just create a digital product and it's $10 and you're going to be a millionaire from it, you're not. But if you do things like this, where you put it in funnels, you bundle things together, you make upsells and order bumps, and you have email funnels on the back end, you will make really good money from them. And people do make really good money from them. And it gives you the ability to get qualified leads in who want to buy your bigger products, which is amazing. All right. So the matcha is almost gone, along with my voice. So that's going to be all for me, folks. But if you want to check out the Viral Digital Product course, I will link it below. I will also link FG funnels below if you want to test them out for a couple weeks for free. And yeah, let me know if you have questions about this type of funnel. I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to show you more behind the scenes. I'm happy to show you more about ads, whatever y'all have questions about. So let me know in the comments below. And until next time, bye y'all.